Hey guys, Robin here to review a COOLSTICK for you by COOLSTICK Lacrosse. COOLSTICK sent me over this lacrosse stick back in July, and I'm super impressed by their patience because I'm only just now reviewing it, but it has given me plenty of time to look at the pocket and play with it a bit. I know it doesn't look like I have. I did that intentionally, and I'll get to that later. But I played indoor on bounce back and just passing around with buddies in my local lacrosse shop. I am a big fan of the head. It has a nice offset on it. You can kind of see. I'll try to hold this parallel to the ground here. So yeah, there's the offset right there. What I'm referring to is how it slopes down here. Even when I'm holding it straight, it slopes down. So the ball should sit right at the high pocket zone, right under the shooters. That's also called the sweet spot. I'm sure you guys have heard that term before. So great face shape as well. The flare, referring to how it goes when it starts to go out from the midline, is about mid. So it's a mid flare. I would say that's relevant to just what position you want it to be for. So for heads that have a high flare, that means that they have a really thin channel and then all of a sudden they just whoop, go out. Those are a little bit more practical for attack and offense because they make a super, super deep channel, which is ideal for accuracy shooting. For defense, you have a lower flare, so it might even be down a little bit below this one, and that's just for surface area, for interceptions and such. So this head has a mid flare, making it a pretty good middle ground. The scoop also tells you that it's a little bit more for general use and not aimed at attack necessarily, just because it is not pointed. The scoop has a higher aptitude for ground balls when it's flat like this, and then in other heads such as like a crux, you'll notice that they're much more pointed, much more appropriate for accuracy shooting and having the ball follow one straight path out of the head when you shoot. So that's not to say that you can't shoot accurately with this head at all. It's just to say that it is a little bit more, it's just better for ground balls. And I think you'll find that you're probably going to be doing more ground balls than shooting, especially if you are anyone besides like a college athlete, you know, especially on the West Coast. There's a lot of concentration towards shooting and attack just because it's the funnest position, and I think that ground balls are so important in game. Ground balls win games. So this head is more aimed towards a general player instead of a just solo attack player. But that's good. I like that design. I like that they're going for a more general application than a pointed one with their first head. Now, the pocket. So, this is what I would call a single twist pita pocket, although there's like a million different names for pockets. In lacrosse, there's no assigned nomenclature. So, I'm going to call it a single twist pita. You can call it whatever you like. It is legal. They went through U.S. Lacrosse and made sure that everything about the pocket is legal, so you don't have to worry about that. So we have, single twist pita pocket, and what I like about this pocket, and I'll show you guys, is when you move the ball through it, it expands and contracts where the ball is. So when it moves into the high pocket zone, it gives you a nice deep pocket right there. So well done on the pocket as well. Let's see. Definitely something cool that I wish more companies would concentrate on is just the bottom tie-offs. Girls do not, from what I've seen, know how to adjust these, and I don't blame them. I didn't know how to either when I was in high school, but it is useful if you have something to help a bit. So they have these little... Okay, so they have these strings coming down, and you can see they're attached to the leathers right here. So what you can do is you can pull them down like that, and as you can see, now there's a little bit of a space between where the plastic is and the leather. So you pull it down. If you want to tighten the leather, that's after you break in the pocket a bit. You want to tighten the leather just to make sure that the pocket doesn't bag out instead of having a specific pocket placement. This one is more inclined towards a high pocket placement, and when it'll start to bag out, it'll start looking more just like kind of like that, where it's not really in any specific place and it just doesn't look very nice. This is a general thing that everybody should be doing with lacrosse sticks, not just a COOLSTICK thing. But to make your pocket in your channel deeper but still legal without having the pocket bag out. Once you start breaking in your pocket, what you do is you start by tightening the side leather, so that's the red and the blue one. You tighten these guys, and then you tighten the middle ones a little bit. Now, if you want to really make an exaggerated channel, what you can do is you can tighten these guys first, pound it in a little bit, either on the wall or just with a ball or a baseball bat, whatever you have. And then, once you get this middle part nice and deep, then you can tighten this a little bit just to make sure that it's not illegal. Something awesome about COOLSTICK that they've gone to the trouble of doing, which most people, myself included, have not gone to the trouble of doing, is making a design template optimized for designing your own pocket. Alright, so I've mentioned a few pros about the pocket. I'm going to list a few cons now. Just off the bat, I personally like to have my center runners, in this case these leathers, to be attached via a top string. I believe that provides a little bit more security in that once these leathers break, they're done. The pocket's completely done. You have to get a new, completely restrung pocket. But if you have a top string connecting just these two center leathers, it doesn't have to be these other guys, but just these two, you're really saving yourself restring. And ask any girl that practices wall ball on concrete, like that'll last you a month before you have to get a new top string. And so that's one thing I would just like to see, is them implementing a top string in these center two runners. The other thing I would like to see is, so right now an STX Complete Crux 500 is $210. This guy is, if you get a completely individualized pocket, you choose the colors, you choose everything. With the X Pro Complete head and shaft, it's going to be $215. So basically, they're just asking for an extra $5 to have a completely individualized pocket, which is awesome, of course. The issue I have there is just that I feel that this is more of a mid-level head. I personally wouldn't see it. I'd rather see it with a mid-level price tag. It's not to say that it's a bad head whatsoever. It's not to say that that a professional couldn't use this head, because a professional totally could and would do amazing with it, honestly. But it's just to say that that doesn't have the years of research and design put into it that STX has put into their Crux 500 heads. I'm comparing it to the Crux 500 specifically because it is by far the most widely used head right now, at least with the new players. And I know that older players will tell you everything about their De Beer heads and how awesome they are, but the market is changing. It's going towards a little bit more individualized play, and this is not, the stringing is individualized, and that's awesome. The pocket is great, but the head is not individualized. This is a general head. It is more for general play, midfield, attack, or defense. The Crux 500 has its price tag because it's made for attack. It's made for offense, even though, you know, everybody uses one anyways. But it has that price tag because of its specialized nature, because they worked on patenting all this 10-degree technology, the elastomer overmolds, shapes, the scalloped shape in the scoop. All of that is stuff that has been researched and designed specifically to make the head the best it can possibly be. And that's why the price tag reflects that. And it depends how much you even buy into that, honestly. Yeah, a lot of it is marketing. But that is why that price tag is there. And it's not to say that this is not a really great, amazing head. It's just to say that it doesn't have the research and design put into it that STX did. So, what I mean by all of that is just that I wish the price tag was a little bit lower. I think that if they can make a price tag on, they can put that kind of price tag on a head once they start adding more technology into it, more design. But right now, this is just a good head for general play, for like any level, but not specialized. And you can start adding on those higher price tags once you start putting more technology into your stick. So that's just my honest opinion. All right, so let's look at the bottom line. The COOLSTICK X Pro Complete is $215, and that is when you have the ability to design the pocket. If you don't want to design the pocket, it's $195. So you get a stick that's ready to play off the shelf. It's ready to go. It's individualized for your preference. Make sure if you do anything, you at least check COOLSTICKLax.com. Check out their pocket builder. It's really awesome. You can see exactly what your pocket's going to look like in real time as you create it, and you don't have to worry about the guesswork, basically. It's an awesome new company. I encourage you guys to check them out, and thanks for watching.